going on, everyone? Welcome to a new episode of the Grinders Mentality Podcast. This man right here to my right has been nothing but like a mentor, a brother figure, everything. Like, go ahead and introduce yourself, tell who you are,
Well, I'm Coach Rudy. I actually started out coaching both of these guys that's beside me. Started out coaching these young men, and I'm so proud of the growth and how far they have actually came, man. As men, as fathers, just being there for their kids, man. It was rough starting out. Rough starting out. Both of them was hard headed, but they were tough athletes. They were competitors. This young man to the left of me was dunking the ball in middle school, but these dudes were both two-sport stars.
And you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
I'm Coach Derricott. I went to play Division I football at Kansas State. I got a degree in general studies. I went to Eastern Kentucky. But Coach Rudy meant a lot to me. He took me on his wing like 10 years ago when I was playing AAU. I was playing with U-Turn first, and I'll never forget Traven. Traven was another kid that Coach Rudy had coached. But at the time, he was playing on my AAU team, and Coach Rudy came to my game at Randolph-Macon, and that's my first time I was playing with Petersburg Elite, and that's how I got to meet Tim Daniels. So without Coach Rudy, none of this stuff would be happening now. He don't get the thanks that he deserved, but I'm always going to be in his corner.
And it's crazy because, like he just said, he don't get the things he deserved, but this man's been like a positive role model to nothing but the city of Richmond. And it's crazy because every time we play AAU together, like we would go, Friday nights we would go to the hotel jamming, getting ready for the game and all. And then like if we get blew out, he gonna get in our ass. And that's the type of coach you want in your life, because if it's not for a coach like this, man, like the sky, you never know where you will be at in life. And when I was just having a conversation with him, just asking him, how do you still go about doing the things that you're doing, like as far as coaching kids and things of that nature, he gave me like a great response, and I want him to share that with you. So how do you wake up each and every morning and you still at it, like since we was little, man, we've been seeing you coaching kids and things of that nature. Like, how do you still have that impact on children to this day?
Well, the main thing, man, is passion. The main thing is passion and longevity. And for real, like, I look at it, man, I want to touch as many lives as possible. Once one generation go off, I mold that group, and then another group come a long way, man. Everything to me is about commitment, man. If you truly don't care about what you do, you ain't gonna last in this business, man. You gotta deal with people with hatred that's gonna have hatred towards you just being successful, man. No matter what you do, how far you go, you're gonna always have people. If you're not doing something right, you're not gonna have hatred towards you, man. But when you know what your vision is, your purpose from God, man, and you know why you were put on this earth and the things, once you figure out what your gift is, the main thing to me, man, is like God gave everybody a gift. Once you find that niche, man, you take it and you run with it, man. You're gonna have some rainy days, you're gonna have a lot of good days, man. But the thing that made me keep going is I had a lot of success at coaching and training, man, and I've been blessed to coach a lot of athletes that made it professionally, whether it was on the basketball court or on the football field.
And the crazy thing is, some of the, just to name a few people like Frank Mason, Andrew White, we played with those guys, and people wouldn't believe it unless, we showed y'all pictures. And the crazy thing is, the same way, he got into our ass, he got into Frank and them, everybody. Like, that's why everybody's growing up to be as tough as they are, having that, that mindset to keep going forward whenever things look dark. And like he also said, like, you just have to have a passion for something, whether it looks dark, you just gotta keep going. And me, I know that, supporting black-owned businesses, it's gonna be rough, because like when we was coming up, it wasn't really that many black-owned businesses, but now to this day, it's so many black-owned businesses out here that you have to get in contact with people, in order to just to make your dream come true. So with that being said, like, how do you as a person, like, how can a person be able to have you as a mentor, as a person? Like, say if they have a coach in their life, but their coach isn't there for you the way you were there for us, taking us out to eat, taking us to basketball games, football games. Like, how do they get to find a coach like you, a mentor like you?
Well, on that note, man, there's a lot of coaches out here from all sports, from baseball, basketball, football, that don't get the recognition that they deserve. But if I was worried about the recognition, I wouldn't be in this business, man. And I look at it like God plants. He puts the right people in your life for a reason. He put everybody in your life for a reason, man. And it's hard because it's a lot of kids out here all over. But anybody that I meet, I try to be the same person, man. Have an impact on them because at the end of the day, man, the basketball will stop bouncing one day. So if I can help teach more morals and your character is everything, man. And next thing you know, you gonna see guys doing they're gonna be coaches, they're gonna be mentors, man. They just gonna be working with the youth.
So how do you, as a coach, stand by your word? Like, say, like if somebody just met you and they feel like, they feel uncomfortable around you. How do you, as a person, give them that talk and let them know, like, look, I coach, such and such players in the future. You can go and talk to them. Like me, you don't have to trust me, but I'm gonna give you my word that I'm gonna, take care of your child. I'm gonna coach them the best I can. How do you give them, that type of, sense of urgency?
Well, to me, man, actions is everything. Actions show everything in life, man. And it's like I'm gonna embrace and welcome everybody the same way. I don't care if you're the best player on the team or if you're an athlete that don't play at all. If you true to a commitment and you work hard and your character is right, you can be around me because I've been blessed to coach a lot of major Division I athletes and professional athletes, but at the end of the day, that stuff doesn't mean anything to me, man. Like I've seen guys, I would support my guys whether they college Division I athletes, Division II, junior college, Division III. It doesn't matter. Even athletes down to middle school and high school, man. Even if you don't play, if you work out and you train with me, I'm gonna come support you because that stuff, those people will remember that stuff the rest of their life. Thinking back, talking about the conversation with you two.
Yeah. So like, tell the people what type of business it is that you do with the children.
Well, with me, man, since I got out of high school, I've always been working with youth.
What year you graduated from high school?
I don't think. I'm in the century. I'm 2001, so I'm happy to say that I'm in the 2000s, and there's a lot of people that don't make it this far. So it's a blessing, man. Every day that you open your eyes, it's a blessing, man. A lot of people don't make it this far, but with me, man, you threw me off with that.
My bad, man.
But it's cool, man. It's cool, man. Damn, I forgot the question you had asked me.
I mean, so skip all that. So Vontae, like with Coach Rudy, being a huge mentor to you, and with us meeting, through basketball, and we bumping heads, everything like that, because you was new to the team, and everybody had like a selfish mindset. How did Coach Rudy, as a coach, as a mentor, like impact you as a person overall?
Well, I can see it now. Like I'm trying to do everything he's trying to do. Like, but they say it's a copycat league, but I'm just trying to be a good person like him. Like he was doing it back in the day and wasn't getting nothing from it. And we see that, me and you see that, Tim. Like when we look back in our past and like all them trips that we went to North Carolina, South Carolina, and he paying for our meals because our mom or our parents didn't have the money to do us that. Most AAU teams, you gotta pay like $250. $300, and if you don't, you're not playing.
And sometimes he used to pay with his own money just to have us play. And like you sometimes you don't have coaches like that. So if anything, you got to thank that that person. Thank them. Like even if they you don't have to pay them back with money. As long as you say thank you, man, that's a big accomplishment to a coach because, like I said, he used to do any and everything for us when our parents didn't have the money. So with him in our lives, like it shaped us to be better characters as as grown-ups.
Think about all the time we went to Winnie's and we had to stay at the McElroy's all that time.
All that, man. Playing football in the backyard, like playing basketball in the dark, like with no lights, like.
We met people we never would have knew if it wasn't for Coach Rudy. I'm just being real. Like I would have never knew you. Like my mama wouldn't let me win all the way to Chesterfield if it wasn't for Coach Rudy. So it's just a blessing. And like I was supposed to make it to the NFL, but I don't look at it as a negative thing because I know I gave it all I got. I'm just trying to get back to the community.
And that's a great thing because like me, I lost my scholarship. I played football at North Carolina Central University, and I got hurt. I strained my groin. So I lost my scholarship, and I'm thinking like what it is that I'm gonna do next. I'm going to college, this, that, and the third. But the life that I was living, like I wasn't happy. So that's when I came with the idea as I need to find something to do. I got 2 kids that's depending on me. They looking and seeing what I'm doing as a grown up, and they're trying to follow in my footsteps. And it's crazy because like you gotta surround yourself around positive people that you want to be around. And with Coach Rudy being in our lives at a very young age and helping us out, man, like we don't know where we would be to this day. Like it's crazy. Like
That's fact.
yeah. So I mean, so Coach Drew, like, what like
Now let's talk about like the dash, like going from Ashland to Petersburg to Chesterfield to Hopewell.
So yeah, so with
like,
you having your full-time job and you coaching AAU, everything, like, you know, how did that, like, how did you see something in us that we didn't see in ourselves?
Well, with me, man, I'm big on pushing somebody to the max. So
He pushed us to the max real hard.
oh yeah, well, I'm still doing that to this day.
Yeah.
You know, even with the younger group, man, I put a lot of pressure on you to see how much can you take, because at the end of the day, man, like, I look at it, whether it's a suicide, whether it's a push-up, whether you're in the weight room, I know that this stuff is going to help you be mentally strong for life, man. When you get in that real world and you might have a supervisor that just don't like you. You got a job and they just don't like you, but the weak-minded people will say, you know what, I'm going to quit. I'm going to find something else to do. I'm going to run away from that. But I try to teach people to face adversity in life each and every day, man, because you're going to get so many things thrown at you coming your way, and a lot of times a lot of people can't handle it, and they just say, you know, I'm going to throw the towel in and give up, man. So my biggest thing, man, is to continue to push, man.
So with that, like, say like if you have a, you know, you just, you know, found a player and you feel like he's now on that right track, what type of advice would you give to him? Not even, you know, just sports advice, like just, you know, life advice. What type of advice, like, would you give to him to, you know, tell him, like, look, you know, this ain't the life that you want to live. Like, you know, you got something out there that's better than, you know, what it is that you're going. Like, what type of advice would you give to that type of person?
Me mainly is never give up, man. Like, never give up, man. Like I tell people all the time, I wasn't the greatest basketball player, but everybody looks at Coach Rudy as this big time coach, big time trainer, whatever, mentor. But never give up, man. Because like I said, man, I told a young man earlier, you don't want to live life with regrets, because life is short, man, and time passes you by quickly. So, you know, when you don't want to look back on it like what I should have done or what I could have done. And for real, man, surround yourself around the right people, because that's the biggest thing out here is peer pressure, man. Peer pressure, where you can just get people to follow the wrong crowd. You follow the wrong crowd, you get yourself in trouble, and them same people that was trying to put you in those situations will not be there when you're in trouble, man. So everything, man, is about just being mentally strong, man. Never giving up, and just continue to fight, man. No quitting you.
So how did you know basketball, as far as coaching the youth, was your passion?
That goes back. Now I was thinking back to what I was gonna say earlier when you asked me about graduate. I've always had job working with youth, and you guys know that, man. When I first got out of high school, I started working with the Boys and Girls Club. Started working with the Boys and Girls Club. Then I started working at Tuckahoe YMCA, youth sports program. Then I started mentoring kids for United Methodist Family Services to do Mario.
Mario, yeah. We used to go golden out to do everything.
Yeah. And they assigned me to a less fortunate kid. And I'm the type of person that I look at it like, I used to always bring you guys around to show you, like, okay, well, I'm going through a tough situation. But this young man is going through an even worse situation, living in a trailer. He had Velcro strap shoes. He couldn't get Jordans or Nikes and stuff like that. So, like, I look at it like it's always somebody else doing worse than you. So I've always had jobs working with the youth. So I just bottled all that up into a passion for basketball and just to push people like that.
So when you on that court, you know, coaching the youth, what's your mindset like? Because we all have that place where we just, you know, we focus. What's your mindset?
Well, this is short and sweet. My mindset, anytime I'm on that coaching, is win everything. That bottom line. And I know that the outcome is not going to be that, but win everything and compete. You know what I'm saying? I look at it like it's never a loss. Either we're going to win or we're going to learn from it. But the mindset is, if you give me 110, I don't care what the outcome, but don't BS my time.
So all I know is Brian. Where you get that phrase from?
You know what? That's funny. That's funny that you asked me that, because I have a friend of mine, and he was saying he was gonna get me in the interview to talk about how that started. So by me I used to coach at John Marshall High School and with Team Loaded AAU, but I actually got it from Master P. Master P had a group called TRU.
His first group.
he had a group called TRU. So I just used the C for the coach, and then RU for my initials and my name for Ru. And I actually got the All I Know Is Grind. I saw Ray Lewis do a motivational speech, and in that speech he said, "All I know is grind," and he was just talking about it, and it just stuck with me. It just stuck with me, man, because I look at it like I train and I work out 7 days out the week. My guys are doing something, because I look at it like you don't ever want nobody to outwork you. I feel like us down here in Virginia, you know, we're behind the Texas and the Floridas and the Georgias as far as athletes, but they have better resources to things. I was looking at Sports Center on social media the other day, and they had 60,000 fans for a high school game.
That's crazy. Like, we can never get. Well, I ain't never necessarily say we can never get that, but just having that type of atmosphere at a high school game, like, you know, you get chills. And when we used to come out on the court, you know, we circle up in the middle. That's where we used to get our chills from. Like, you know, think about it, like, you know,
They want us, they got us, it's showtime.
Yeah, like
do my team do
they
that.
want us, they got us. It's showtime. Like when that buzzer used to go off and he used to say circle up, that's when it was showtime. Like it was, you know, you all in or you all out. And you know, us as a team, we was all in. Like, I mean, we may not have been the best team, but we was a team that was dominant. We was a team that was unstoppable, and we used to play up. Like, we was 13, we used to play 14, 15, and sometimes even 16s, man. Like, that's how you gotta, you know, you gotta push your players, you know, they gotta play against that better talent for them to get better. And with him, you know, being the coach that he is, the mentor that he is, like, we really do appreciate everything that he's done for us. Cause like I said, we wouldn't be in this position if it really wasn't for him. Like, of course we got our moms and our dads, and some people don't have both of their parents, but if you have a mentor in your life, like, you know, this man to my right, like, the sky is the limit for whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's sports, whether it's business, no matter what it is, man. He's gonna push you to your limit, and he wants to see you succeed as a person. Like, so it's like, you know, to wrap everything up, is there any advice that either one of y'all want to give, you know, the people as far as like them pushing themselves to the limit so they can, you know, overcome their fears?
Well, the main thing I would say, man, is never be afraid to fail, man. That's a mindset that I use every day for life. Like, never be afraid to fail, and never be afraid to ask questions, man. If you don't know something, if you don't have the resources, there's always somebody out there. Because if you don't know, how would I know? As a coach, as a teacher, as whatever, you know what I'm saying? So if you're struggling in something, pull that coach to the side or whatever, text them, and just honestly just push, man. Like, you gotta always work like nobody's watching you, man. That's the biggest thing.
Impose your will and stay determined on your goals, man.
That's right.
I got that. Impose your will from Mickey Johnson, so.
That's right. So
And the last thing, man, never let nobody tell you can't do nothing. I don't care. I tell my guys all the time, I don't care if it's a parent, they love you to death, but another important movie that I watched was Pursuit of Happiness, when Will Smith had to catch himself and tell his own son, like, never let nobody tell you can't do anything, man. Like, not even me. And that's powerful as the parent, because it's a lot of pressure put on kids as athletes, you know. But the mindset is, with me, I'm gonna be there with you to the end regardless, man. Whether you do good or not, just work hard, man. Just work hard.
that's real, man. That's real. So, you know, I definitely appreciate, you know, both of y'all being on my podcast, man.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
we're definitely gonna stay in contact, you know, to the end. So, you know, Black Innovative Grind, y'all already know what that means, you know. So we doing things big over here. So, you know, appreciate it. We out.